Earth signs, I hope that you're all having a good year so far. I'm going to be taking a look at the 3 Earth signs. Sorry if I banged the mic. I'm going to be taking a look at the 3 Earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Maybe not necessarily in that order, but I'm going to be looking at the year that they've got coming up in 2023, and also what they can do to have the best 2023 possible. So Capricorn is coming up in my mind first. So let's take care of Capricorns first. Hope you folks had a good 2022. Let's take a look at what themes you are facing in 2023 and how you can handle them as best as you can. Capricorn Earth signs. If you are working on becoming high vibing, this appears to be talking about some consequences for some behavior that happened in 2022 that's rolling over into 2023. This should be the kind of energy that you see, let's say, in like a fiery teenager, for instance, someone who knows how to go upright. It would be in that kind of state where they take orders from the emperor, for instance, because the knight doesn't work alone. They're not a rogue knight, if you will. They work together with a kingdom. They're taking orders, but in reverse, Capricorn, you might be struggling to listen to the universe. Your fire might be out. It might be coming from a really negative place, Capricorns. But I see this year you're going to struggle with some happiness, specifically related to how you function as the Emperor. Now, ideally, every person has their own balance of the Emperor and the Empress inside of them. There is no gender in tarot. It's just a balance of creativity and rule-making, rule-enforcing, and a little bit of that chaos. We all need that. But here, this is too rigid. It feels like a fire went out. Some action should have been taken that wasn't taken. And now this year, we've got some consequences to deal with. I'm hoping that this will be an enlightening year for you folks, but I don't know how happy this is going to be. Some ships came in that you weren't expecting and that you didn't like. Some ships came in that you didn't like. Some results, some consequences to your behavior have arrived. And you're going to continue to see them in 2023. It looks like some things were said that you're going to have to relieve some of those karmic debts. These are old thought patterns that don't serve you anymore. And again, I've got this Knight energy. I go back to that kind of stagnant idea where a person is very comfortable functioning how they have for years and years on end, but we're not supposed to stay functioning like we did when we were like in high school, for instance. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this whole Knight angle. The Knight is a teenager kind of character. So this is someone who might not be able to face up to the consequences of the things that they've done or said. They're not able to face up to the consequences of their own thought patterns, creating action that has results for them that they don't like. It feels like this is going to be a karmic washing year for you Capricorns. High vibing might have a little bit of a different message, but on the other hand, even high vibing signs, were there some smaller things that you know that you didn't do as well on that you can improve on in 2023? This is a good time to pay close attention to your spirit guides and ancestors when you're trying to relieve these kinds of karmic debts. Now, this is often used upright as the sign of the Capricorn, right? It's that really difficult trial that we all need to go through several times in our life. We all need to defeat our own devils. But here I feel like this devil, Capricorns have delayed defeating this devil. In the year 2023, that's something that you're going to have to do, but I also feel like it's going to be harder this year because that should have been done back in 2022. Like, this lesson has been delayed, and so now you've accumulated some difficulty. You're still going to have to go through all of that, right? So you're not ready to transition until this era is over. You're not going to be able to transition into the new wonderful life that you wanted until you take care of this first and foremost. When you defeat the devil, you transition, I should say, the devil of your behavior, right? Specifically, I see thoughts, words, things that were actually done. It's possible that you are a bit too bossy. Maybe people have told you that you're a bit too bossy, and you didn't take that too seriously in the past. This year, you are being asked to take that very seriously, because a good leader must learn how to follow first. I don't know that this emperor over here has learned how to be a good follower. This year, we're bringing things back into balance, or you have that opportunity anyway. If temperance is in reverse, that's the universe forcing balance back in. But upright, that's you being offered an opportunity to be strong, face up to your mistakes, own up to them, and push through the consequences of 2023. Relieve your karmic debt. There are some emotions that you need to get in touch with. Obviously, spirit guides, ancestors, the universe, that kind of thing. Obviously, you're going to get in touch with those people. But this is also mostly you. You need to make a choice in this general direction. It's interesting that strength upright appears next to the Seven of Wands in reverse. That's being utterly caught off guard with maybe some paranoia. Maybe people aren't actually attacking you in the way that you think that they are. And yet, it may be that you're being asked to power through maybe some delusions that you might have about how people react to you. Or maybe you need to push through some delusions about how you have responded to other people. When they react to how you behaved over 2022, it may be that you need to face up to those kinds of consequences, honestly. The people in the Seven of Wands cards might have some legitimate complaints. They're not just attacking you for no reason. That might not be paranoia at all for some Capricorns, okay? They might have some legitimate complaints that in order for you to fully transition and to become the better high-quality person who defeats their devils, you're going to have to listen to the things that people talk about with you. And you're going to have to face them honestly and continue to be a good person because of it. Yeah, this is going to be a decently long journey of having to listen to what people have said about how you've treated them. So I'm feeling like chickens are coming home to roost, possibly, Capricorn, when it comes to people talking to you about how you've treated them in 2022. You might be the kind of person to hope that something's going to pull you out of this. I'm feeling like this is going to be a difficult year. So my concern here is that not only is there this high school drama kind of energy, there's also this idea of, I really like this high school drama energy. This feels good. This is how I make myself happy. And I hope things will just go away. I hope this devil will just go away. I'm hoping that the consequences for my behavior, for my actions, goes away. I hope that these people just go away and I don't have to fight them. But the universe is saying, you do need to honestly respond and own up to the mistakes you've made in the past. Big or small, it doesn't matter. With that Five of Wands, yeah, again, we've said this a couple times before. Some things were taken. You were a victor in some circumstances. And I see in 2023, maybe not necessarily coming back together with these people that you have very specifically harmed, but absolutely looking at the consequences, right? They don't want to be around you anymore. And there's a reason for that. I think you're going to have to live with the consequence. Like in some cases, you're just going to have to live with what you did because there may not be a way to apologize to these people. Like they may have just left, and that's all there is to it. They may have cut you off, and there's no way to apologize. For some Capricorns, take it as it resonates. You might be stuck in this loop of attacking people, going through the consequences of attacking people, that kind of thing, striking out at them, taking things that aren't necessarily yours. There's also a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of blocking energy here too. When it comes to how I'm trying to read the situation, I feel like a lot of Capricorns block out the truth they don't want to see. It makes them harder for them to turn things around. And I can kind of expect that with an earth sign. But you know what I find fascinating? Capricorn, where are the pentacles? I haven't pulled up a pentacles card at all. Apart from the devil, which this is often the sign of the Capricorn, I don't see any pentacles. I don't see any earth energy in your chart. It's kind of like you've left your own energy. Like you're not who you should be. You're pretending to be somebody else. It makes you kind of feel good to be this pretend person that you aren't really. But at the end of the day, it's an act. And real emperors, real empresses will be able to see through this act, if you will. I don't see earth energy anywhere in here, and that's significant. You are not in your true power right now, Capricorns, and I can feel that. That might be where some of the blocking energy is coming from. You're not in your own good space, mentally, physically, maybe spiritually, mentally, all that kind of good stuff. For the first time, we have a Pentacles card, but it's the Two of Pentacles, and it's kind of some people might call this a playful kind of angle, and alongside the Fool, I can see that. So be cautious about that playful angle when it comes to making things better around the people around you. It's not something that you should bring across when you are trying to heal relationships that have been permanently severely damaged. As in, you're not like those people cut you off and you're not able to even put this in reverse. Like, you're not even able to say, hey, maybe we should try something again. Can we have a conversation? Can we do forgiveness? Can we move on? That's not even there. Like, you can't talk to these people anymore. And it's like there is a playful feel to this. Again, with these nights with this page, it's like, Capricorns, you're not necessarily taking this very seriously at all. You really don't have much energy to give to these legitimate complaints that people are bringing against you right now. I'm sensing some cowardice here with the Emperor when it comes to dealing with these kinds of situations. It is a new era, Capricorn, but are you going to be bringing wisdom into this new era? Are you going to be learning some of the same lessons, making the same mistakes? So here, the universe is forcing you into this this hermit position, I should say, to get you to grow out of this Knight of Wands era into this Queen of Wands era. You're supposed to be using your intuition. You are a very powerful person, Capricorns, but right now it looks like your power is being misused, being abused, basically. And so here the universe is basically parking your ass so that you can learn its lessons. And you might be in this hermit stage for a long time, longer than you expected, longer than you wanted to be. But this hermit energy falls on top of the page and the knight. Again, that child and that teenager-ish energy. You are going to be asked to grow the fuck up in 2023 and in the years beyond. You need to come into this more adult status who can not just handle yourself very well, but can teach other people to handle themselves maybe one day. I don't see any kings here on this spread. The only king-ish kind of character is here with the Emperor, and he's in reverse. That's someone who is not ready to be sitting on the throne that they are. How can you come into unity with yourself? Folks, the Lovers in reverse falls close to the Devil, also in reverse, and these are the two exact opposite cards. We've got both the Emperor and the Empress on either side of either the Angel or the Devil. And folks, the universe wants to lead you to a place where the Lovers can be upright once again. But I'm feeling like you are going to need to bring your Emperor and your Empress together within yourself in order to bring this card upright and to make this a reverse card that says that I've defeated this devil, not the reverse one that says that's a cycle that I need to repeat until I actually defeat the devil. And here we have a King of Swords. You absolutely must face up to how you have used your intelligence, how you have used your thoughts and your words to hurt not just yourself but other people. There was a partnership that maybe you should have been a part of, that the universe wanted you to be a part of, that ended, that the universe split and possibly helped them cut you off because that's how much damage was done here. The King of Swords can be a deeply destructive individual when he's in his reverse energy. Again, there's no gender in the tarot. This can be for a masculine, a feminine, a non-binary person. It does not matter. Some Capricorns may never learn this lesson. You see this? The world is in reverse, and it could, for some situations, depending on how the cards are laid around it, that could mean the end of an era. But in this case, this is repeating a cycle because it wasn't learned the first time. This King of Swords might never learn their lessons. Capricorns, you're going to have to make that choice. You're going to be presented with the opportunities in the coming years But depending on how you are as a person, you're going to miss those opportunities or you're going to take them. You've got a lot of fire energy in your chart, it looks like. And I know that you've got some earth energy, obviously, because you're a Capricorn. But I really did not get that much earth energy at all. I got fire and air energy here. So Spirit says maybe 2 more. Shuffle. Capricorns, be sure not to miss an opportunity this year. This is someone who is waiting on some stuff to come through when in fact they should be in charge of bringing that kind of stuff through. It's like there are some, like you expect some emotional tributes to be brought to you, when in fact you need to be the go-getter and get them yourself. It sounds like you need to get up off your spiritual chair, so to speak, and you need to start taking action, not so much relying on other people to change around you or do things that make you feel good. It's time for you to do your own changing. There's also kind of sense that you might be filtering out what the universe wants you to have. So here with the Queen of Swords in reverse, that's going to be about keeping almost everybody out. And in this case, with the card, with the Four of Cups, that's going to be about keeping stuff out that the universe wants to give you. Be cautious this year about being so blinded to your own issues and the pain that you're going to be going through this year, because we do have that Sun in reverse. Be cautious about missing opportunities, because that's probably your judgment call. We don't have the judgment card out here on the table, but that is that kind of energy that I'm getting. This is your judgment call. Don't ignore it. Don't filter it out. And Capricorn, that's a wrap. I hope you have a great 2023. I'll see you in February. Was not expecting that for Capricorn. Virgo, I hope that you're all having a good 2023 so far. I hope that 2022 treated you well. I am taking a look at what themes you are going to be facing this year, as well as how you can handle those themes as best as you possibly can. So the way things work around here is I shuffle until Spirit tells me to stop. Okay, Knight of Wands together with the Temperance card. Maybe too much action was taken relatively recently, and it's time to slow down, settle down, definitely regulate, get back in touch with your emotions, that kind of thing, because things may feel out of whack. You may have been doing so much, maybe over the holiday season, that you are burned out, and the universe is saying, if you don't pull over and rest yourself, I'm going to pull you over for you. Take him from the bottom. Okay, it looks like you've been working your ass off on something. Have you been doing a cool new project? Because it's possible with that Knight of Wands, this is something that is new for you, relatively new for you. You're still exploring some good stuff, but it looks like this is like you're accustomed to exploring new stuff, right? And that's a fucking amazing energy to be in, Virgo. Earth energy, if you're like new stuff explorer, hell yes, that's an energy I love to see. Also, I see you working on something that you might take a lot of pride in. You're really, really excited. But there might be a little bit of burnout. Definitely take a break so that you can come back to this energy and feel refreshed, and possibly you can see new details that you can put into your work, because I know you Virgos just love your details. Okay, more shuffling? Maybe not. Okay. Okay. This is about giving back to yourself. Maybe giving back to yourself is not a strong suit for you. And maybe that's a strength that you need to focus on honing on. Maybe you're so kind and generous to other people that it kind of feels weird for other people to give back to you, right? And so when people do, it's kind of like, ooh, it's kind of weird. Maybe this year in 2023, it's going to be about you practicing, feeling good about other people saying, you did all this good hard work, let me take care of you. Right? Because self-care goes only so far if you understand that your environment doesn't care about you. But when you have self-care and an environment that cares about you, dude, that's awesome. Maybe relax into this environment that does take care of you, even if it especially when it kind of goes against what you feel like is right. Like it feels right to take care of other people all the time. But some balance needs to be brought back into play. And I don't know that, I wonder if you've given so much other people that you're kind of drained. I'll put it over there. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing you really, really need to take time out for yourself. With the star in reverse, that's you need what do you call it? A sabbatical. Months. Maybe a year or two. You need a serious break. You may have been kind of burning the candle at both ends, so to speak, just working your ass off on a cool new thing that you're really, really passionate about, that you're excited about. Good to see you in this earth energy, right? That tells me that you're actually in this energy, that you're in the energy that you were born into, if that makes any sense. Okay, yeah, you're so drained, and when you're drained, you're not able to defend, you're not able to discuss new ideas, you're not able to have conversations with people, you're not able to take action the way that you want to. Your reaction time isn't as sharp as you want it to because you are so drained. I'm seeing I don't know, dude, you're going to have to get to a deserted island or somewhere, cut electricity off, I don't know. Live off the land, go close to nature, that kind of thing. But definitely I see that having a social media break could do a lot of really good things for a lot of people. Having an internet break, not just a social media break, but having an internet, TV, having a mobile devices break entirely could be really, really renewing for a lot of you folks, because you may have been looking at a screen quite a bit. It looks like you might be discovering some things. So with this landing on the Knight of Wands, I'm wondering if you aren't this year discovering some new, you're not kind of growing into your Queen of Wands energy in the year 2023. Maybe some barriers, some obstacles have been released, and now you're able to proceed forward much more clearly because you're able to see much more clearly. The mysteries have been explained. It's not so much the moon anymore, the sun has come up, right? Because the moon is a reflection of the sun. And looky here, you're transitioning into a cool new era. You're about to anyway in 2023, Virgos. Nicely done. Yeah, definitely taking a break and celebrating all of the achievements that you've done in the past year or so, or even more. That's really going to feel very, very good. And actually, that's a kind of how nature kind of cycles through. It will work, and then rest/celebrate, and then we'll get back into the new cycle and work on that one too. But it's natural to have a decent amount of downtime. I keep coming back to that sabbatical. Maybe an island would be nice, a tropical getaway. Does that sound nice to you folks? Rest after a really, really difficult period. With the Ten of Swords in my particular reading, that's about things being over. You can't kill this person anymore. They are dead, right? There aren't any more swords you can put into them. There's really no more space. It's completely over. So there might have been a betrayal. There might have been some sabotage that other people performed on you, performed on your projects, for instance. That King of Swords energy, there might be someone in your workplace who was kind of destructive to you behind your back, who stabbed you in the back quite literally. Or this could you be just sticking a fork in a particular era. You say, I've had enough of this Nine of Swords energy, which you could kind of see if you were to tell a story, you could say that the Nine of Swords kind of leads up to the Ten of Swords. You could say that I've had enough with this anxiety that I've got going on here, right? Constantly watching out and working way too hard on this new project. And you might say to yourself, I'm completely burned out. There are no more swords I can stick into myself. I could not be more dead. So now what? And that's where they're saying, how about you conserve your energy a little bit more this year? It's not selfish. And in fact, you do need to retain something for yourself in order to function. And I feel like you're transitioning into an era where it's difficult to function because you are so exhausted. You have given up so much of your energy to this other situation that it's really, 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 really time to stop. Yep, I was saying get like to an isolated tropical island, and that for some of you folks, that might be exactly perfect. With the Hermit in reverse, you really, 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 really need to get alone by yourself together with the universe, your ancestors, your guiding spirits, those kinds of people. Because they've got some really neat downloads they need to give to you. And also, you need to rejuvenate yourself. How are you going to get into that hermit mode? Well, first you need to start retaining energy, and then you can start gradually getting into that hermit mode. So that's some good advice for this year. Start holding good stuff back for you, and eventually you're going to more easily get into that energy where you are able to listen to the universe. Yeah, Ace of Cups, you need to give yourself love. Upright, that would be about pouring out your love to the universe, to the people in your life. But in this case, that's about keeping that love to yourself. And honestly, it's also about the Ace of Cups being just drained. It's landing on the Six of Pentacles. You've just given of yourself way, way too much. You're exhausted. You feel like you're larger than life. Look at how big this particular page is compared to the landscaping. Actually, all of the court cards, all of the pages, the knights, the kings and queens look much larger than their landscapes, but that just... You might be a little bit like, you might be well known amongst your family circles, amongst your friend circles, and it's just too much for you, I'm feeling like. I feel like you're also kind of stuck and stagnant in a particular energy of speaking to others, of thinking of others. This idea that I can't give back to myself because that's selfish is deeply problematic when we come over here to the Page of Swords, because that's a very... that's an energy that doesn't take care of itself. It doesn't grow up very easily. It's kind of stagnant at this point. Now, with the swords and with air energy, it doesn't have to be as stagnant. But first, you kind of have to let those habits go, if you will. These are old habits that haven't served you in a really, really long time. It's time to take good care of yourself before you take care of others, and that might feel totally weird. It's time to rest, if I haven't already said that enough. Time to rest and sit back and look at the lovely things that you've planted grow. Now let's talk about this card for just a second. Everybody has their own interpretations. What happens if you screw around with the vegetables and fruits that you planted? If you screw around with them too much, they'll die before you actually get to eat them. So you do need to step back and watch them grow, because at a certain point, once you've planted and watered them and taken good care of the earth, what else are you going to do but watch them grow? So you're kind of in that stage at this point. You've done so much hard work. Now it's time to sit back and watch them grow, and you may not be very good at that kind of thing. You might want to continue to keep working, but universe says sit down. That's earth energy. This is fire energy, okay? Don't take the fire energy, take the earth energy. Watch your stuff grow. Now this is interesting. We've got our major arcana cards lined up over here. You need to bring things back into balance. There's a transition coming into this hanged man, hermit kind of energy. So hanged man hasn't been up in the tree for very long. The hermit has been a hermit for a long, decent while. That's kind of their archetypes, if you will. So we're asking you to see things from a different perspective, to see yourself, your projects, your work, the fruits of your labor from a different perspective entirely. From the perspective that the universe wants you to see it. There may be some lies that you believe. And here we've got swords lined up all in a neat row. It seems like the 10 of Swords are some lies that you believe about yourself and your capabilities as the King of Swords, as someone who's able to think their way out of messes, who's able to talk their way out of messes, which is another really admirable trait. There may be some things that are utterly untrue about what you believe about yourself. You're in some really good energy here, but you might believe that you need to keep doing this to yourself when in fact you don't. And in fact you grow because you let go of that habit. There's some things that are not true that you believe about how you talk about yourself, how you talk about others, and about your projects. Maybe you don't think you're good enough, and that needs to stop right away, Virgo. I can see how you've been working your ass off on this stuff. If you don't think you're good enough, please, what can we do to get rid of that idea? For real. So again, this is about the celebration cycle. You may not want to take action towards celebrating your achievements with other people. Like, let's do a party. I've finished this project. It's over. Let's have fun. I don't feel like you want to do that. I feel like you would feel like that's bragging to the people around you. Like, it might be that you have a bunch of people who don't achieve that much, or maybe are just flat out low vibing and they don't want to achieve that much because it's easier not to. You're the kind of person to work your ass off, but are the people around you the kind to work their asses off? Are they willing to celebrate with you? There may be, I'm seeing with the upright position that yes, there are some people who would just love to hang out and party down with you. But I don't know that you are in that mindset with them. And there may be some things that you're perfectly aware of when it comes to these people. But I'm also wondering with this in reverse, maybe there are some things that you can change about your mindset when it comes to celebrating with people and the hard work that you've done. It may be that you don't want to share those particular aspects of yourself. You've shared all kinds of other things about yourself, but this is one thing that you're going to keep all to yourself. And the universe is saying that maybe not a great place to be, because this is to be celebrated. This is to be lauded and paid attention to. Yeah, definitely. Can we explore new ways of thinking about these people who actually are applauding you and are excited to see you get on the other side of whatever hard work you've got going on here? And this is interesting. So tap into what the universe wants to talk to you about when it comes to new ways of thinking, new ways of talking about yourself, talking about your project. This is going to take time to explore. This is a new thing for you. I understand that working on something behind the scenes that makes you happy is not new, right? I can see that right here. What is new is kind of trumpeting your accomplishments, right? Because you might have been burned in the past with people who were like, fuck you. I don't like your achievements because they make me feel bad about what I haven't done, that kind of thing. Guiding yourself through this process is going to be key. That's a very mature angle that we have right here that's using all the intuitive abilities, paying close attention to your emotions as well, and not letting just anybody into your celebration. That might be key here, is you don't let just anybody into your celebration. They need to pass a specific test of yours first before they are admitted to your party, so to speak. And it could be like an actual physical party. It could just literally be you tell them the news, your good news, like, hey, I'm in a good financial state. I don't need to worry anymore. You might be hesitating to talk about that. Definitely use all your street smarts, use your gut, use your intuition when talking about your accomplishments, but do start talking about your accomplishments with people. Are you taking care of your Empress well enough this year, Virgo signs? It's kind of interesting that the Empress arrives in reverse and you folks are Virgo. I would associate the Empress card with Virgos. That makes perfect sense, but she's in reverse right now, and I'm wondering if there aren't some things that you don't see coming down the road that you aren't exactly planning for. Some surprises. But I'm concerned that you're kind of not welcoming those surprises with this energy in reverse. I feel like it could be that you're being overcautious. There might be some preference for stagnancy and possibly even stubbornness. I don't want to change because how I've been doing things is really, really comfortable. And this is a little bit nuts. This might have been uncomfortable enough. Doing this project might have been uncomfortable enough because it took so much work and you progressed from page to king in that case. But now you feel yourself starting over again. You might feel starting over again right here with the Knight. And you might say to yourself, I don't know that I want to do this. And again, starting over here with the Page of Swords. I don't know that I want to do this. But the Empress needs to flow with those new airy ideas, right? She's part of the Queen of Swords. And ideally, that's someone who uses their intuition to filter out the people who should or should not be around them. For instance, oh, you know what? This could also be like you're getting ready to give birth to something, but this is like really like you're not ready to talk about. Like, yeah, once again, like we've been talking about, you're not ready to like broadcast this just yet, but you need to. And hey, there might be some new cycles that you start as a result of you talking about these accomplishments with the cool people. Because there might be some things that these cool people need to do with you in order to help you progress along your road. And talking about them gets that journey started. Virgo, I feel like that's enough for you folks. I will see you in February. Take care. Taurus, I hope you had a good 2022. We are taking a look at the themes for 2023, which you'll be facing, and we're going to be taking a look at, sorry if I bumped the mic, we're going to be taking a look at how you can handle the new year as best as you possibly can. Now, these guys came out sideways. They might be crossing you. Okay, so this Taurus signs is giving your cup of love to somebody, or offering a cup of love to somebody whom you have hurt through your words, through your behavior. It sounds like there was a fight, and now you are in a position where you have to, or you want to offer offer love back to these people. You might be having some real difficulties because you can feel how what you did and said was wrong. But at the same time, you kind of need whatever these people are providing for you. Taurus signs, please be cautious that you're not using these people. And we might be getting into that later on in this reading. Okay. Taurus signs. It does look like you used your intelligence, your words, and your thought patterns to do some deep harm, ultimately to yourself, but also to the people around you. It looks like you've cut down a lot of the people who were closest to you. You've said some really nasty things. I'm sure that you've got some degree of affection for them. Maybe you don't, Taurus. But I see you being in a difficult position. Maybe you want to bring this person back because you feel guilty and you think you want to start things over and try things again, or maybe you just want to hurt this person more. We'll get into it. Yep. You are being faced with a choice at this point. Now, I've got to say, we're getting a lot of air energy so far. That's Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Okay? You might have some air energy in your astrological birth chart, and that's why we're seeing so much here. But it's also about thought patterns and the things that you say. So you've got a choice to make here. Are you going to say this thing, or are you going to say that other thing, or do something in particular? It's interesting with this King of Swords. I don't feel like your mind is that made up. I feel like you could leave this situation behind entirely, not mess with it anymore. But I also see you being very, very tempted to go back and cause more harm. Maybe you didn't feel like you'd caused enough harm the first time around. Maybe you weren't terribly aware of how much harm you caused, but you know that you hurt the other person, and maybe that felt good. I wonder if you're not being asked to decide whether you're going to double down or move forward with an apology. And it may be for some Tauruses that you can't apologize. It may be that they've cut you off completely. There's no way that you can loop back around and say, I'm sorry, can we give this another go here with the Ace of Cups? You might not have that opportunity entirely at all, okay? Okay, yep, karma's at work here. Things were said, and now we've got another sword right over here. This is karma saying what is just is just. If you are separated from these people whom you've harmed, who may be offering their love to you, then this separation is just. You're also being asked to make sure that the choice you make is just, because karma is watching everything that you do these days. Or it always has been, but especially it's keeping its tabs on you. Okay. This is about doing the right thing and not offering your cup of love to somebody that you kind of want to do. You might want to start over in a new relationship with this person because you might have good sex with them, for instance. You might have had good fun with them. You might have some good memories with them. This is a good time to ask if they have good memories of you. Because with these coming out sideways, I feel like this cup is constantly going to be running out of water. Like inside in like the sideways angle, like the water's always going to be running out and none is going to be accumulating in the cup. So I wonder if this relationship isn't just dead in the water, so to speak. And I wonder if you're not making an offer that ultimately is going to be turned down because the universe says that's not something that I want to see go through, because I want other consequences to come through instead. You might be ignoring karma and karmic debts to come talk to this person whom you've harmed. So if you do choose to ask this person out on a date or something like that, they are going to meet you quite aggressively. I can see that. They are going to meet you with legitimate complaints about how you have treated them and why they don't want you back. You might find that they've created a significant series of obstacles for you to come back to them. I once again feel like this door might be completely closed and there is no repairing this relationship. There is no going back. This is water under the bridge. This is time that has been spent and that cannot be gotten back. You might be tempted to give money to this person to settle down. Do not do that. You might be tempted to offer gifts, not just money, but you might be tempted to offer gifts to make things feel easier to you. This is not how the universe wants you to deal with the consequences of your behavior. The universe, it looks like, wants you to get away from this person completely. That's the choice that's being offered here. You can cut this person off completely and move on with the lessons that you'll need to learn, or you can double back, turn around, and ask this person out and try to bribe them with stuff to make them feel like you're safe again. Even when they're bringing legitimate complaints about you, you might try to shut them up with gifts. Don't do this. I can see that this has got you in your head. You need to move on. Damage has been done. Yeah. You might be anxious about coming back together with this person. How is this going to work in the future if he does? There's no gender in tarot. But if you do choose to work, if this person chooses to work with you again, against their better judgment, maybe, probably, I'm seeing you kind of being in your head over this. Do you want them to be less successful than you, Tauruses? I wonder if you don't want to keep them in their place. You want to work together with them because you want to make sure that they stay in their place, that they stay stagnant, that they stay less than you, or at least they feel like they could be less than you. This is not a relationship you should pursue, Tauruses. I see you burning this partnership to the ground. Like, you try to bribe this person to come back in. You say, hey, can we go out on a date? Yeah, I'm going to ignore your complaints. Here's some bribes for you to stick around. I don't want to see you do well. And if you do well, I'm going to burn what we made together down. Tauruses, this is not the way to live. This is sabotaging you, not just them. You're holding yourself back. Yeah, you're absolutely willing to torch things down to the ground if that's what it takes. You're willing to do some really, really awful shit to sabotage this other person. You need to stay away from this person. There's your choice, Taurus. Stay away from this person. You are being surveilled. Just a heads up, okay? The universe is watching. Even if you don't feel like anyone is, the universe is watching. You have all the things you need to be a better, higher quality person. You've been set up in life. You may have been born into a really good family. You have everything you need in life to be a really cool person. You don't have to do these awful things. It's like you're doing these awful things because because you can. Not because they actually do you any good, let alone anyone else. It just feels good to tear other people up, is what I see. And you have everything you need within yourself to get away from that. You have everything you need within yourself to bring balance back to your situation. Letting this person go, choosing to let this person go, is going to be part of saying, I'm going to bring balance back to my situation by saying I have power over how I behave, over what I say, over what I think, over how I feel. I have power over that. I have power over the lies that I've told myself and other people. And in the future, you have the power to not do these things, to completely leave this person alone and let them heal and move on without you. You have that power, but are you going to take it, Tauruses? I see you really, really wanting to come back together with a Queen of Wands who is in need of deep healing. This Queen of Wands could be a fire sign such as Aries, Leo, or damn it, what's the other one? Fuck, it's not Scorpio, but for whatever reason, Scorpio may be popping up in my mind. She might be a Scorpio sign, okay? You need to let this go. And you need to come into unity with yourself. Regardless of what gender you are, you need to bring your Emperor and your Empress back together under one roof, that which is yourself. Everyone has a different balance of Emperor and Empress. It's going to look different for everybody, regardless of what their gender expression may be. But coming back together with this person, you might want this. The universe does not. The universe is watching whatever you do in connection with this person. Things don't go unnoticed. People may not notice things, and you may think that they don't notice, but the universe is absolutely watching everything that you say to this person. If you attempt to sabotage her, to keep her stagnant, not moving forward on her journey, there will be karmic debts to repay, not just during this lifetime, but during other lifetimes after you've passed away. Taurus, please be the best possible person you can be in 2023. Have a good one, okay?